1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Clap.
Oh,
Slay. Hi guys, welcome to Hot and Bothered. This is Candace Owens,
I'm Joe Biden.
and you are tuning into.
We are delirious and so fucking unhinged.
There's a lot going on in the world, you guys, and the only thing that I'm aware of is Candace Owens that I didn't know existed up until literally last night.
I don't think that that's something we should be admitting to the public.
Well, I actually like her, so everyone can go tune into Candace Owens.
You want
on
to
Fox
suck
News.
Daddy Trump's dick while you're at it?
No, but I like when she talks to people about other things.
She's
I
a bit
love
cunty.
someone who has like a perspective that's like unpopular but is like low key right.
Yeah. My only qualm with her, truly and honestly, because I don't really fucking care about her in any aspect.
I didn't know that she like everyone was like, "Oh, Candace Owens," and I was like, "Fuck, where has she been my whole life?"
My only issue with her is that, like, she's a black woman, but she just does not understand the idea of racism.
Well, did you see that thing on TikTok where she was like, "Slavery wasn't like slavery like what? Do you saw it?"
Probably, yeah.
It was like
She's
slavery existed like before black people like existed. And she was like, America, white. She was like, white men abolished slavery and they're getting blamed for it. And I was like,
she's unhinged.
all right.
Should we start over? Because
No.
do we really want to start this episode talking about politics?
Yeah. Hi, this is Isaiah.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to Hot and Bothered. I'm Cedar Champ.
And this is Chris Bruno.
And on this podcast, we talk about everything that we find hot as fuck.
And everything that bothers the shit out of us.
Slay. We have no credentials, minimal life experience. We're idiots.
We have
Don't
ADHD. We have
listen to
mental
any of our
problems.
advice.
We love it.
We're so mentally ill. Can we address the fact that today was like a fucking freakishly horny day for no reason?
You guys.
There was some like
everyone was horny today.
It was
like
potent. Like the air
I
was
don't know
thick.
what was going on. You texted me that you were horny. I was like low-key horny today.
Yeah.
I'm in like 3 group messages with like a group of like different groups of friends. One person in each of those was like, I'm so fucking horny today.
So horny.
My grinder has never popped off like that. Like
I'm
50 unread messages. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like people wouldn't get away from me. I was like not couldn't even open a message and like, you there? You mad? Not interested? I was like, go jerk off, everyone.
I wish that my phone had been that wet and horny because I was just wet and horny, but no one was engaging with me.
Oh my god, everyone was horny today. I don't know what's going on.
Is there something happening with the moon that like I'm unaware of? Like why? Like it was just the horniest energy today. And like, okay, I feel like I need to throw this in here because I started last episode saying essentially that the only way for me to actually want to fuck a dude is for him to not try to fuck me. And I went on a date last night and he did not in any way, shape, or form
zero interest in
tried to fuck me. We made out, but like he didn't try to fuck me. And I went home and I was like, I was sliding around in my fucking seat of my car. I was like, I need to be in that man's house right now in his bed with him. Like this is criminal. That's the first date I've been on in so fucking long where I like actually wanted to sleep with the person, and here I am not getting laid.
We both went on dates last night.
Wait, can I say something also horrible on the topic? So I was masturbating today.
Oh my god, you're disgusting.
My vibrator died just as I was about to come. I still did anyway, but then I was like, okay, round 2. I go to my closet, pull out my backup vibrator that is like my ex bought it for me as kind of like a joke. It's the size of my forearm. It's so huge. It has so much power. So I pull that out, go for round 2. Same fucking thing happened. I wanted to kill myself.
Holy shit.
I wanted to kill myself. I did obviously still finish twice, but it was just like not as good as it could have been.
You should have called your friend for his Theragun.
No shit. No shit.
I don't understand how people use those to jerk off. That will literally knock somebody out.
I experimented with one time with one of my ex-boyfriends, and I
A
was like, that's not.
Theragun? A Theragun like does damage.
Yeah, it didn't work. Obviously would not do it again. But
Okay,
we
moving on.
experimented. We both went on dates last night. Yeah.
We did. You had a good date. I had a okay date.
We should just fucking jump into it then. Are you hot? Are you bothered?
I'm hot and I'm bothered.
Okay.
I'm hot because we're both going on dates and we're like not being depressed and we're
Yeah, for
just
once in our
we're just
lives.
like going and doing things, we're talking to people and we're just like making using up our time wisely.
And it just kind of like all started to happen and things just started to fall into place at the exact same time. And now we're both have these like buzzing dating lives. And
Mhm.
I'm just like, where did this
But like
it fell
I
out of the sky?
for sure, but I feel like my approach to dating has always been what has always been. What the fuck am I talking about? Like I don't like go on dates with people. Like I'm like I don't want to go on dates with people. I'm like I don't
Really?
no, I'm like I don't want to talk to you for 2 hours across the table and like get to know you. I'm just not ready to date, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'm like I don't want like I don't care about
Yeah.
anything that you're telling me. I don't want to talk to you about anything. I don't care. I
Right.
have no interest in anything you have to tell me.
I can't relate to that. Dating is so fun to me. Like the idea of like
I was
getting
like
to sit
falling asleep at
down.
the table last night. I felt kind of bad.
I love getting to sit down with a stranger and get to know every intimate detail of their life. And like, I do this thing, you know me, I'm autistic. And so no conversation is off limits to me on a first date. And like, if you don't want to get personal, I will make you get fucking personal. Like, we will go there. One time there was a guy that cried on our first date.
This guy cried last night.
Shut up. Shut up.
He was getting teary-eyed and he was really sweet.
Wait, my date cried last night too.
I cannot deal with this.
What were we talking? Why did he start? Oh, it was
Oh my
very
God, the
different.
date that I went on before this, he was crying because his dad passed away.
Shut up.
And then this one, he was crying because his mom passed away. Oh God, that's so sad.
Oh,
I wouldn't. That's so terrible. It's the worst thing that could happen to somebody.
can I lighten the mood?
Of course. I just feel bad.
My date cried last night talking about the first time he did mushrooms.
Okay, marry him.
I'm in love with this man.
Marry
I'm
him.
literally in love with him.
That's really good.
It was so
Why
good.
was he crying about that though?
I don't know. He like waited an ungodly amount of time until he was like 25 or 30 or something stupid to like do any sort of drugs for the first time,
Because he
and
was too
then
busy.
being in a psych ward.
Mm-hmm.
I love him. I'm like literally in love with him.
Okay.
He literally sat me down last night and said, I am clinically insane and I have a very, very bad history of romantic relationships with women. And I was like, I'm so wet, dude. Like, I love him.
Okay, I'm gonna finish talking about why I'm hot /
Mhm.
bothered. I love that for you. I also have a boyfriend that wasn't the guy that I went on a date with last night that I'm in love with.
Chris is actually a serial cheater.
No, I'm like talking to someone and he's cute and I like him and I didn't think I was gonna talk about him. Um, but on the topic of being hot and bothered, I'm bothered because I really wanted to go into my single life, being single and not liking someone or having developing any sort of attraction to anybody because
Mhm.
who needs that in their life?
Who has time for that?
Not fucking me, I'll tell you that. But I really wanted to like go into this. I let me back up. I'm the kind of person who like I will fall in love with somebody based off of like zero. No, like I will fall in love with somebody based solely off of like the way that they make me feel and like the most stupid superficial things. You know what I mean? Just like, oh, you're cute, you make me feel good, I love you. But I really wanted to implement like I have a lot of friends who literally have like checklists of what their partner needs to have in order to date them
Mhm.
that they strictly abide by.
My
And
therapist told me to make one
and
of
I'm
those.
and I made one of those And
How long ago? Like recently?
I actually made it in my head, so
Okay.
I don't know where it is. There's not like a physical list.
There's no file where it's
There's
like put
no
down.
file, and yeah. I'm thinking of like that SpongeBob scene where he's like in his
His
brain with the
brain.
filing cabinet,
Exactly
like
what I was
burning
thinking of.
everything. Me every day.
You like literally throwing your whole list out the window after meeting someone that you like have a
Yeah,
crush
like
on.
I'm like this person is the polar opposite though of the kind of person that I wanted to date
Off to
next.
a really strong start here.
But I'm like obsessed with him. He's the cutest, happiest human being in the world.
I love that.
I know, he's so cute.
I
But
love happy
he's
people.
so fucking happy and chill and like
Hmm.
good energy and just like a vibe.
Like polar opposite of
Polar
you.
opposite of me. I'm like, no, I'm like so high strung. He's like,
Yeah.
you're crazy. I'm like, slay.
Yeah, you're like you could be crazier,
No, I'm
but
like,
like
bitch. Like, oh my God. Like, but just like, yeah. There's like a couple red flags, but we love him.
what are the red flags?
He doesn't know how to spell. He's
Okay. He's
25.
illiterate
Yeah.
and he's
Like,
a child.
I can't stand somebody who doesn't know the difference between
There, and there.
or your and your, or than and then, or
Yeah.
past and past.
Mm.
I'm like,
So you guys just don't text or email.
no,
or
I correct him every single time he texts me something. I'm like, you need to go to a grammar
He needs to
class,
take a
and I
grammar
don't
class.
care. I'm like, you are an adult man, and if you don't know how to spell, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah,
I'm like, I correct everything he says.
I love that.
I'm
I
like, I
love
don't care.
correcting spelling errors. But I also have some friends that like, for example, Richie, he will text me and like none of his grammar is correct.
Okay,
None of
Richie, I
his
can never
words
marry you.
None of his words are real words. Like he will like make the biggest typo of anyone's life and just doesn't care enough to correct it. He knows grammar obviously, but
Oh,
just doesn't fucking care. And I'm
but
like,
like, wait, what is
that's
he
a slay.
spelling? I do that too. I don't care. Like,
No,
I
like
know how to spell things and do
yeah,
stuff. But like, if I'm driving and texting and like a word like
I'm not
auto,
fixing it.
huh? No, I'm not fixing it.
No.
But yeah,
And he's like that, but all the time. Like even when he could easily fix it, he's not fixing it.
I
And I'm like,
also
I love
hate
that.
when like you send someone a message and they're like, "What?" And I'm like, if
Me
you can't,
every time you
well,
text me.
yeah, but you're autistic. But I'm like, if you can't logically like figure out what the word corrected to
Yeah.
on an iPhone, like don't fucking waste my time and say
Yeah.
what. Use your fucking brain
Mm-hmm.
and do a little Mad Libs and figure it the fuck out.
Literally.
I'm like,
Use your
no.
context clues, like figure it out.
I'm like they all the words corrected the same word. Like
Yeah. It's like if you were to type fuck and it corrected it to duck
yeah,
and
and
somebody's
someone's like,
like,
what?
Grow up.
I'm like,
Grow the fuck up. Okay, thank you for sharing
that was a little one.
That was a like tiny little baby one.
Yeah, but I'm hot because we're dating fun people and yeah,
I love
we should
that.
nickname him.
Wait, what were you bothered about though?
Oh, that I'm
Oh,
not
'cause
following a checklist.
yeah.
I want to do that.
Do you remember literally 2 episodes I was just shit talking everybody and fucking cuffing season?
I
And
know.
here we are. I'm in love with a man I might not even ever see again, and you have fully a boyfriend.
I don't have a boyfriend and I don't want a boyfriend, and we had a conversation a couple nights ago about that, and I was just like, I'm not dealing with that. And he was like, so you want a situationship?
You're like, yeah,
And I
if
was
you want to
like,
put a label on it, babe.
yeah, I was like, don't attack me, you fucking bottom.
I
Like,
mean, but yeah, that's exactly what you're looking for.
I'm not looking for anything.
I'm looking for
That cake that you got me
male
is so fucking
validation.
good.
I kind of wish you would have brought it with you. Did you finish
It
it?
met the dish soap today.
Really?
Cedar.
Chris, that's
There was
kind of fucked up.
there was this much left.
What was on the inside?
Like chocolate, like, and then chocolate ganache, like chocolate cake, chocolate ganache. It was so fucking good. Oh my god, if you had a vanilla bean ice cream with that bitch, oh my god, I would die. I'm morbidly obese.
Okay, we were talking about dating.
Oh yes. Oh yeah, cuffing season, and now we have little cuffy buddies.
Yeah, except for like I actually am genuinely not sure if I'm gonna see the guy from last night. Can I talk about the guy from the night before though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yes.
this is on the topic of dating. I had kind of been wanting to go on a few dates for like a while, but nothing was like falling into place. And then in one way or another, like over the past week, like the stars have been aligning. Everyone wants to take me out to fucking dinner, and I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been on like 3 dates in the past week, right? And one of them was like some rando messaged me through Instagram, wanted to take me to coffee. We did that. Another one was a hinge guy. And then another one was a guy that I met one night while I was out actually with a different guy a while ago, but we'll get to that later. So the hinge guy, he was my second to last date. We went out. He was like thoughtful. He picked a spot, like a little wine bar in Beverly Hills, and he lives in Hollywood, but he chose a spot in Beverly Hills because he knew that I live in Westwood.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, oh yeah, like I wanted to choose a location close to you. So he was like thoughtful, and I was like, that's sweet. And I matched with him and agreed to go out with him because he was like quirky cute. He wasn't like traditionally like hot. He was like cute in a weird way. And his profile was funny and cute. And I was like, I love a weird guy. Like, I love a weird guy. And so I was like, okay, like, let's see what this guy is about. And he took initiative to make the plans and stuff. So it required very little effort on my behalf. And I was just like, yeah, let's do it. So we go out. I meet him there. He was sweet. He like stood up when I got to the table. He like pulled my chair out for me. Like, he was so sweet. He's like this cute little boy from West Texas. He's a lawyer in the porn industry. And I'm like, okay, go off. He's so weird. Like, I can't even imagine he's ever watched porn in his life. And I'm like, you're so cute.
A porn lawyer?
Yeah.
That's so good.
It's so good.
I want to be a porn lawyer.
It's so good.
Oh my God, that is so good.
So the date was fine. Like, I was like, he was so weird. And I was definitely carrying a lot of the weight and keeping the conversation going. But like, I was like, this is cute and quirky and fine. And like, I was like, I'm not going to kill myself if I don't ever see this guy again. But like, if he tried and if he made plans to go out again, yeah, I'd maybe see him again. So he was weird as fuck. He told me he was actually only on Hinge. He hadn't been on a date in months. I was like his first date in months. He was only on Hinge because he wanted to try dating an older lady, like 60s older lady.
How old is he?
37.
Why does he want to be with a 60-year-old?
He was like, I just think it'd be really interesting. I thought maybe I'd just like meet somebody and like see what happened. And I was like, that is the weirdest fucking thing
the fuck?
anyone
Go
has
off.
ever said. But I was like, the fact that you just like told me that, I'm like, you're cool. Like, you are so fucking weird, but you are cool. And I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a point in the night where I like smelled a cigarette. We were sitting outside and I smelled a cigarette and I turned
you were
around, literally fiending. I didn't have any cigarettes and I literally like turn around and like I'm looking for it. He's like, I don't mind if you smoke. And I was like, oh no, like I actually like just don't have any cigarettes on me. And he was like disappointed. And I was like, do you like the smell of cigarette smoke? And he was like, no, I like that you smoke and I want to date a smoker. And I was like,
what the fuck? This guy's checklist.
He's...
Let's talk about his checklist. You need to be 60 plus. You need to be a chain smoker. Like, what the fuck?
He was so weird, but I loved it. I was like, this is so good. Like, this is so good.
Okay, I'm obsessed.
I'm like,
I want to date a 60-year-old lady who's a chain smoker.
Literally.
Like,
but just like, where did that come from? Who in their fucking right mind is like, I want to date a smoker? I love it.
No one.
I love it. And I was just like, fuck yeah. And then he said to me, he was like, but if you were like to keep dating me, I wouldn't let you buy your own cigarettes. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean? He was like you would need to be smoking like good expensive cigarettes and I'd buy them for you, like import them for you. And I'm like, whatever you want to do, dude, I don't care. Like, put a cigarette and a lighter in front of me. I don't care what it is. I'm smoking
if it's
it.
a fucking...
A Marlboro Light or
yeah.
a fucking...
What are those ones that those people smoke? I'm retarded.
Pall Malls.
Yes. Like the Costco carton ladies.
Yeah. Me. I one time... this
You
summer when
bought
I
a
was
carton of cigarettes at Costco?
no,
Uh,
when I was coming back from Minnesota, I had to take a shuttle, and I like we stopped at one point for a little intermission, and I sat and like smoked Pall Malls with the fucking shuttle driver.
oh, you told me that.
It was so good. So anyway,
Did
he's
you
like
guys
he
fuck?
wants to date a cigarette, me and the shuttle driver. No, he was like this like old ass man with like a pot belly and like grandchildren. So
Slay.
my date, he wants to date a smoker, and I'm like, as long as you don't care that I smoke, I genuinely don't give a fuck
Do
how
you
you
like
feel about it.
smoke though? You don't smoke that much.
No, I
You
don't.
smoke
I
like
smoke
two
when I
cigarettes a day.
yeah, and
Like,
usually like not even that. It just
yeah.
really depends on the circumstances, and like honestly, typically only when I'm drinking,
Yeah.
but it depends on my stress levels and stuff too. So like I could buy sometimes I buy a pack of cigarettes and it lasts me a month and a half, and
Mhm.
sometimes I buy a pack of cigarettes and it lasts me a week. Like
Mhm.
it varies. Anyway,
Ugh, I love cigarettes.
so he wants to date a smoker, and like he was just so weird and quirky, and I was just like, this is so interesting. Like it was just entertainment. And at the end of the date, he says to me, we're saying goodbye to each other. He offered to walk me to my car, and I was like, no, I don't really want that. And so then we like hug each other goodbye, whatever. And then he was like, do you want to see each other again? Are you interested in getting together again? Usually for me, I take a couple days to like process the date before I can make a decision on how I feel. But I didn't want to make him feel bad, and I wasn't fully like closed off to it. So I was just like, yeah, like sure, that'd be fine. And that was it. We went our separate ways.
Did you exchange a kiss?
We did not. We hadn't even exchanged phone numbers. Like we were still messaging on Hinge at this point. So he messages me on Hinge after he gets home. And he was like, next time, bring your cigarettes. And I was like, I literally bummed one from a stranger on the street walking back to my car. And then I went and picked up a pack from the fucking gas station. And he responded and he said, lucky stranger. And I didn't open it that night, but then I went to go screenshot his profile the next day to because I was literally gonna send pictures of him to Sim.
Mhm.
And I go to pull up his profile. His profile's not there.
Okay.
And then I'm like, okay, well maybe like I just can't find his page. I don't know. So then I'm like, I'll like click on the last message he sent me, like open it from the notification, and it's like this match does not exist, or it's gave me some weird like notification like that.
But
And I'm like,
Hinge, like, it'll prompt, like, it's done this for me where it's like, oh, did you meet in person? And if you click yes, it'll disappear.
yeah, but I think you have to also click like there's like a second prompt, like it doesn't just delete the match. You have to like confirm. It's never just going to actually just delete the match without like confirming that you want it to delete
I
the
don't know if I've
match.
met someone.
And then even then, I think it just files it away in like a different little folder. So like I truly and honestly think this man fully on multiple occasions said he wanted to see me again.
He was like,
Messaged
you're
me
not 60
immediately
years
after the date
old.
and then just unmatched me.
Well, you're not 60 years old, so what are
I'm
you going
not.
to do?
I'm not 60 years old.
Yeah.
So that was weird as actual fuck. And it was also so interesting because, like, I'm very clearly out of his league. And he knew that. And he told me, he was like, I like that. Like, I want to date somebody that makes me feel like I'm
Okay, this guy
I'm
has a
not
lot of
worthy of them.
issues.
And I was like, I literally love you. Let me walk all over you. Like, we can get married tomorrow. That's my dream
And you're never
relationship.
going to see him again.
And I'm never going to see him again. My ex used to have a theory where there's the flower and the gardener, and like there's one person in the relationship that's the flower and the other person is the gardener. And I'm the flower. That man would have been the gardener, you know?
Okay, yes, I understand this analogy, but I don't. Can you get a little further into it?
Like I'm the princess, I get to be doted over. The man that I'm dating should always like me more than I like them. And the gardener dotes and waits on the other person hand and
What
foot.
would I be?
I don't know you well enough, I don't think, to know that. But I do think that you would be a flower of sorts.
With my beautiful fiance that I'm dating right now, he's definitely the flower.
Really?
He's so hot.
So you're a gardener.
For
Ew,
him,
you're kind of a loser for that.
he's so hot.
You want to tell us more about your new love interest?
No, he's so hot. He's like
Okay.
so hot.
What does he do for a living?
Works retail, like luxury retail, which is like, I told myself I was literally gonna date like a 40-year-old person who like is a lawyer
Has like a really established career and like drives like a really nice car.
and is just like boring
Yeah.
and like abuses me,
Mm-hmm.
and I just wanted that.
Wow, you really are a gardener.
No, 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 no. I wanted to be the flower in my next relationship. I wanted to be with someone who like, you know what I mean? I wanted to be with like someone older and smart that like I could learn something
In the
from.
meantime, but not in a serious relationship.
No, like I want my next person that I seriously date to be like smart, older than me, like makes me feel like a retard. Like,
Yeah, you want somebody to abuse you, but then that means you would be the gardener.
no. I want him to be obsessed with me, but like be smarter than me.
You want to be like the young, dumb, like
Yeah, but I'm like smart.
impressionable,
Yeah.
like, mm-hmm,
Yes.
me. It's literally
Yeah.
me.
But I feel like I'm always like attracted to the guys that like I want to be him in the relationship.
Yeah.
But like I'm always attracted to that kind of person.
Yeah. So instead of dating older guys that like are able to influence you and teach you things, you date younger guys where you're having to influence them and teach them things.
Maybe it's a control thing.
It absolutely is because you are a fucking control freak.
Not really.
Big time.
My ex was older than me.
And you were still the mature
Adult
and
in the
established one.
the adult in the relationship.
Exactly.
Well, we'll see what happens. Cedar's gonna meet him this weekend.
I'm so excited.
He's coming to my little soiree, and
Oh, Chris is having a little birthday event.
I'm not. I was bullied into doing a fucking brunch. I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah.
But he's coming, so we'll see how it goes. I'm
I'll
excited, but I'm
report back
scared.
since Chris refuses to give any fucking detail on
I need
anyone
to
he dates
nickname
ever.
him.
Then I will report back with all of the detail needed.
I'm kind of excited though to see how this goes and like kind of casually date someone that I actually am interested in.
I just feel like I'm not capable because I always think it's gonna be fun and casual, and then like
Me too. And then
once
I'm
my
like,
feelings get involved, I'm like in
I
it.
don't. I think that there's feelings involved, but like not.
If you
I
know
only
what,
have feelings when I'm like with him in bed.
you sounding like a literal man.
I
I
literally
only feel like I like him when I'm
no.
inside of
I'm
him.
like literally about to tell him I'm in love with him every time he's like next to me in bed. But then like when I'm working or when I'm not with him,
You don't give a fuck.
not that I don't give a fuck, but I'm just like I don't have those feelings. But then when I'm with him, I'm like, oh my god, like I'm obsessed with you.
Yeah.
But I would be like, shouldn't I feel like that all the time if I like this person?
Yeah.
Because I've never only felt it that way just when I'm with someone.
Mm-hmm.
Great therapy session. Thank you so much.
The guy from last night, when I was like going about my day today, I'm like thinking about him and I'm like just smiling, like crushing. Like I fully have a crush. I can't say I know hardly anything about this man because he gave me a really long list of everything that's wrong with him in very, very
This guy speaks your
intimate
love
detail.
language.
Literally.
Like mental.
We're both clinically insane and somehow I'm the sane one here. But like I don't know. I have a crush, but then when I get into situations where I'm crushing on somebody, as bad as I don't want to be in a relationship, if I have a crush on somebody and they're willing and able, we're going to fall in love and date. Like we will be in a monogamous relationship.
I'm just like, I don't know. I think I need to be more careful about people. Like, I'm kind of old fashioned where I'm like, it's going to take a lot for me to want to like be
Committed to somebody.
Like, it's going to take a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm obviously not ready to do that.
Right.
But like, no, yeah, I'm not ready to do that.
But as you guys keep getting to know each other and like,
but I don't want to, like, I'm like one track minded on not being in a relationship.
right. Okay, well, we'll see. Time will tell.
I don't want to be in a relationship, but I love him. I can't be in a
Same.
relationship. I told him, I was like, baby, I'm not there yet. I'm not going to be able to provide you what you need.
Yeah.
Like,
Does he want a relationship?
no, but he's like literally in love with me.
As he should be.
He's so hot.
He is hot.
He's like so fucking hot.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I feel bad when we talk about things like this and like the people don't have context, you know.
I don't care.
Okay.
He's so fucking hot. I love him. Okay, next.
Next.
I
Like
mean,
there's
I'm
a
just
red
dating
button
someone
in
that's
front of
really
his
hot. That's
next.
all I have to say. And I'm like kind of smitten.
He's hot, but you're hot too.
But he's like so hot. Like he needs to go be a model.
I'll be the judge of that when I meet him.
You're gonna like come on his face.
Okay, good. Because my vibrators obviously aren't doing it for me.
Okay, so you're hot today. This
So
week.
I will also be, you know what? In the name of consistency, I'm gonna choose to be hot and bothered.
You're a fucking copycat.
Fuck off.
Okay, what? Why? You're hot and bothered because what?
I'm hot because of our little dating era. Like it
Oh,
is
I know, it's
so hot
fun.
and fun and cute. You know what I love more than anything? I just love when I get to go out and have like a night out and like not pay for things. Like it's so good. It's so good.
I don't know. You couldn't buy me the nicest dinner in the world to get me out of my house Monday through Thursday. Like you could not buy me, you could not wine me, dine me, 69 me. No.
69 isn't even good anyway, so
I
like
don't
I get
understand.
it.
That's so like
It's such a waste of time.
such a waste of time.
It's such a waste
It's
of
like
time.
yeah.
Like it should be saving time, but it's not. It's a waste of time.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I just love like going out and having new experiences and like meeting new people, and dating is just like a really good way to like pick a new person's brain. Like that's literally my favorite pastime. Dating is my hobby. I'm having fun doing it. But I'm bothered because I've been wanting to talk about this for a little while because it's just like it literally just fucking irks me like no other. Ever since the podcast was conceptualized, I have had men try to talk me out of doing the podcast or try to shit on the podcast or try to give their 2 cents where their 2 cents is not fucking asked for or needed in any way, shape, or form. For example, Sim, before we had even recorded our first episode, was like, you should not do a podcast. Like, it's going to be
It's a
such a waste of your
saturated
time.
market.
It's an oversaturated market. Like, he's like, you are going to spend so much time and energy on it. And like, it's essentially like a full-time job. You might as well just be looking for jobs. And I was like,
Thank you. I know all this. Fuck off.
that's not going to
Goodbye.
work
I
for
never
me now.
asked.
So that was fucking annoying as fuck. Like, so fucking annoying. And I was just like irked by that. Whatever. I go on about my life. In comes this man. I will refer to him as bachelor number 2. I mentioned him briefly in a previous episode. There was a weekend over a year ago where I went out and made like 4 different boyfriends over the course of a weekend. One of those men ended up like being one of my boyfriends, and then there was this other guy who was always kind of just around. He's bachelor number 2. He and I like see each other on and off. He's never in town. His life is so inconsistent. No one ever knows where he's at any given moment. Like he travels with an extra backup cell phone because he's such a shit show that he will lose his phone. He travels with an extra computer. Like he's a mess. He has multiple passports. Whatever. I love him though. And I love him for that. And I like because like the relationship is so low maintenance. Like it's
Zero expectations.
there's
Like this guy, yeah.
I don't need anything from him. He doesn't need anything from me. When he's in town, we hang out, we connect. It's fun, and that's all there is to it. Doesn't need to be anything more than that. And he and I were actually like still in contact last year when I was interviewing to go on The Bachelor. So I like someone from casting had like reached out to me and asked if I was interested, and I was just like, okay. So I went through like the whole interview process and whatever, and it was looking like it was going to be like a really real thing. But then I like got busy with work. I never finished like my full application process and whatever.
Can you go on it again?
I could probably.
No, they're gonna find this podcast and be like, X.
1000%. So anyway, it was like looking like it was going to be a really real thing. And so me and Bachelor number 2 had talked about it, and he was so excited for me to go on The Bachelor. Like, he was so excited, and that was like also like a pretty clear indicator that what's happening between he and I is so fucking casual.
Yeah.
There's no pressure on anything.
Yeah.
Like, he was just stoked for me. He was like, I can't wait to watch you on TV. Like, he just was so excited for me. And I was like, I love that. That's the kind of support I need in life. Like, that's really all I need. And fast forward, like a year later, we start our fucking podcast. And like, let's be honest, like, we talk about some inappropriate shit on here, but it's not the most graphic thing. Like, it's not horrible in any way, shape, or form. So me and Bachelor number 2 connect. He's in town for once in a long time. We go out together, and he's like being so cute and fun, but he like starts saying these things like he like wants to like maybe have a serious relationship, and he's like, I want to spend more time with you and get to know you better. And he's like, I want you to come visit me at my house. I'm going to start spending more time in California, whatever. And I'm like, okay.
You're like, what drugs are you on?
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't ask for that.
Yeah.
But we were like partying. Like, I wasn't gonna tell him that like we were not aligned, because like it just didn't feel like an appropriate time to have that conversation, because like I was gonna break some news to him that he might not really want to hear.
Feel the mood.
Yeah. So
You're like, bitch, I'm still trying to party.
Yeah, I was like, okay, can you shut up and give me a bump?
Yeah.
So anyway, then we're joking around, because if everybody remembers, which I'm sure you do, little Miss Cedar got chlamydia this summer, right? And Bachelor number 2 was one of the possibilities of individuals who could have given it to me. And I was convinced it was from him. He was convinced it was from him. Turns out it was not from him. So he brought that up to me when we were together, and we were laughing about it and we were joking about it, and he was like, you were so convinced it was from me. And I was like, can you fucking blame me? And he was like, no, I can't blame you, because I also thought it was from me. And we were laughing about it like hysterically, and he was like, you should talk about this on your podcast. And I was like, I absolutely will. Like, that's the best topic for my podcast. And I asked him if he had listened, and he's like, I've listened to a little bit, but like I haven't gotten through it, whatever. He knew about the podcast. He understood the gravity of the content of the podcast, hence him suggesting I talk about my fucking chlamydia on the podcast, etc. Fast forward 24 hours later, he hits me up, apparently had listened to a portion of one of our episodes or something of that nature, and is texting me all this shit saying like, if you want me in your life, like, this isn't going to work for me. You can't talk about these kinds of things on your podcast. If you don't care enough about this relationship to not like change the content of your podcast, then I guess like that says enough. His messages actually like weren't even making sense, but I think that that was like the gist of it.
Yeah.
And I'm just...
That's what he would have said if he was sober and had his fucking head screwed on straight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I actually, the guy I went out with last night, I told him this whole story. And the guy I went out with last night has listened to a full episode of the podcast. He understands and knows what we talk about.
Before or after you went on a date?
He listened long before. And he doesn't care. He enjoyed the podcast. He gave us really good feedback. So I was re-triggered, I guess, because I was showing him the messages and everything. And I just like the whole thing is so aggravating to me, because I never fucking asked you.
Yeah.
You were aware of this long before
encouraged it.
Hung out, encouraged it. Like, he like
provided content, because you probably did get chlamydia from him.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come at me as if
you owe him fucking something and that you need to like revolve your
I need to change
yeah.
my life and like the things that I enjoy doing because he randomly decided after us knowing each other for a year and a half, he fucking woke up one day and said, "You know what? I'm ready to get this bitch pregnant and move her into my fucking house and like I want her to give up her whole fucking life because I'm ready to settle down." And that's not going to fucking work for me. Absolutely not. And it makes me so angry because it's like, first of all, who the fuck do you think you are?
Yeah.
Second of all, it just makes me even more angry because he is not the first man that has tried to interject himself into my situation, what I'm doing, what I'm creating, what makes me happy, what my new hobby is, and try to make me feel bad about it and try to change it in some capacity. And I'm just so fucking angry about that because how many guys have you met and gone out with and had a sexual encounter with or some sort of romantic connection with that have said to you, you should not start a podcast or the content of your podcast is too inappropriate?
5. 0.
Fuck off.
0. Yeah. They're just trying to get that dick.
These men just think that like they know better. Their opinions are more important than mine. Their perspective is more important than mine.
Because straight men are right about everything, Cedar.
I mean, I wasn't going to say it because I know that you were going to shit on me if I said it, but you said it and that's literally it. And like I actually had a conversation with a good friend of mine who is actually a straight man. I have a straight man friend. And I told him a bit about this and he was like, "Dude, like these fucking dudes are like really just trying to make themselves feel better. They're trying to take you down a notch so they feel better about themselves." You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So like make me smaller to make themselves feel bigger. And that's probably part of it. I don't think that that's like the full picture, but that is probably part of it. And it's just like, it's just irritating to me because it's like, leave me alone. Like, I didn't ask you. I don't even want to be like dating you. And if you don't want to date somebody that has a fucking podcast, then don't date somebody that
Don't
has a
talk to me.
podcast.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what else to tell
It's
you,
quite
dude.
presumptuous.
It's gross.
Yeah.
Grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. And then like bachelor number 2 was like, I just like don't like somebody representing themselves publicly that way. And then someone that we both know mutually said to me, "I've seen him in public. I've seen the way he acts in public. Like, you want to tell me what's appropriate to do and say in public, and you fucking act the way you do in public. Like, I've seen him publicly in the deepest fucking K-hole any person has ever been in, to the point where he can hardly fucking speak words."
I need to be there.
Same. I need that so bad. So I'm bothered this week because of that, and I'm just over it. Like, if you don't like what I have to offer, because I'm so open and honest and transparent about who I am as a person and what is going on with me, take it or leave it, babe. Like, what the fuck do you want me to do? Because I'm not changing myself for you. That's for fucking sure. Like, that's where I'm at.
Are you still talking to him?
No. He was in town last week and like wanted to get together, but I was like, I'm just not going out of my way for you.
I'm proud of you for not doing that.
Yeah, even though where he was staying was literally half a block away from the restaurant. And I was like,
shit.
okay, that doesn't affect me.
Yeah, you're like, that's.
I'm like, hey, have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't see him.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't have anything to contribute to that topic.
No, I don't. I don't know what to say.
It's just frustrating and annoying that straight men think that their opinions are so important when no one asked for them.
I mean, the only thing that I can relate to is when my straight friend antagonized me and his other gay friend.
2 episodes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the only encounter I've had with a straight person.
Ever in your
The
whole life.
straight man. I don't know. I know a lot of nice straight guys that like are retarded, but I just think that they're all stupid. Like, I'm like, you're stupid, and like they would never try and tell me what to do.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, there are nice straight guys, but also like the way a straight guy acts towards you when you're not somebody he wants to fuck versus when
You
you
know what
are
I was
somebody he
thinking
wants to
though?
fuck is a really different dynamic.
You know what I was thinking the other day? And I was like, I'm
Right.
like not an awkward person, but like I do not know how to approach a straight man. I'm like, do I shake your hand? Like
Me.
no matter no matter if I'm like friends with them or know them or don't know them, I'm like, do I handshake you? Do I give you like the half bro handshake, fist bump? Do I give you like the half bro thing and then like give you a hug or like give you a hug? And then there's like some of my straight friends like will give me a hug and I'm like, okay, are you giving me a hug because I'm a girl or are you giving me a hug like you know what I mean? I'm just like,
Yeah.
hmm. And then like the other day, and I've kind of like mastered it as I've gotten older, like kind of how to gauge where the hand is going and what we're doing and what the vibe is.
Mhm.
And yesterday at the gym, I like was doing the class and it was my fucking birthday. And I was like,
Mhm.
it's so embarrassing to go to the fucking gym on your birthday, like
Mhm.
to go do that class because it's like, they're going to be like, and I'm like, I can't. And so,
Did they call you out on your birthday?
yeah.
Okay.
So I went and this fucking trainer that I hate, this like little spray tan midget guy, like so bad, like always cracks the worst jokes. He's like, "Are you a beaver? Cause damn." And I'm like, "Okay, I can't. Like, leave me the fuck alone." It's the one that we went to,
Mhm.
that little fucking twerp.
Mhm.
And he like tells everyone it's my birthday, like comes over, like gives me like the thing, and I like was gonna like give him because he like did a thing, and I was like gonna like give him a little bumpy
Mhm.
after because I was like, you don't just like do that.
Yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah.
I was like, bitch, you left me hanging in front of all these fucking people.
And on your fucking
Yeah, I
birthday.
was like, fuck you, twerp. I was like,
Rude.
so embarrassing,
That's so mean.
so rude. I was like in front of it was like a gay circuit party at the gym today. I was like, get me the fuck out of here.
But we were horny today, so did we not like that?
No, it's like this weird, disgusting, toxic couple. They are so toxic. It's like these two like musclehead gay guys. They always do the workout. They always take off their shirts
Love.
and they're like objectively attractive, but they're like hideous
Mhm.
and have a horrible energy and they always get in fights like literally mid gym, like mid class. They always get into a
I'm
huge fight.
obsessed with that.
And when because we do abs at
I
the
need to
end.
meet these
No,
guys.
we do abs at the end, and one always goes outside and does abs, and the other one like stays inside and does abs. Like they always do it separately because they're like mad at each other and don't want to be with each other by the end of the workout. And I'm like, this is why I'm not being in a fucking
That
relationship.
is so
And they're
funny.
like, they're such like, I don't know, they just like try and talk to everyone, and I'm like, I think that they get mad at each other for like looking at other guys, kind of
Mhm.
thing. Like, it's hilarious.
I need to circle back to the conversation about like you interacting with straight men because I've noticed this and I think it's so fucking funny. But with like most gay guys, like, and especially with you, the way that your energy changes when you're in the presence of a straight man and like the
Mine.
way that you speak, the way that you carry yourself. I have pictures in my phone that I'm saving for a rainy day of you standing speaking to a straight man.
Well,
And
that
then,
was a
like,
business transaction.
no. And then, like, 20 minutes later, you and I just hanging out, and
And me dropping,
you're
doing the
literally
splits.
twerking, and
Yeah.
like, your stance when you're talking to this straight man, like you're like wide legged, like your arms are crossed, you're like doing like the
That was like
manly
that 15-year-old
thing.
old that tried to come over.
And then like versus when it's like you and a girl.
I'm like, come on, bitch, let's go.
But then like even it because it was the night that I introduced you for the first time to Bachelor number two, and like the way that you guys like shook hands and like greeted each other and like the way that your tone
I need to mark
changes.
my territory and show them that I'm not some little Twinkie that they're gonna walk all over.
Like you're like, "Hey man," and like you don't even speak it's so
I love
fucking
that.
entertaining to me. It is
I put on my
so
business
entertaining.
voice
But I mean, I think we all kind of do it. Like
for
obviously my
sure.
energy changes around men. Like we're all a little on guard. We have to like mask up a bit. Like whatever.
I love that for me.
It's so funny. It's so funny. I actually would love to see you around more straight men just to be able to see that side of you a little more
I'm like, I
often.
feel like I bring out like I work with straight men, and like one of the ones that I work with like says slay all the time now.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah,
That's
slay. Like it's like
literally,
the only thing that he can say now, and I'm like,
yeah.
and like I call him love, like LAUV.
You're like girling. You're
Yeah,
like,
and yeah, and no, um, he says Starbies. He's like, "Do you
mm-hmm.
want a Starbies, love?" I'm like,
That's
"Yes."
literally one of the managers at the restaurant. He says slay all the time.
I
Like,
love
and it's because
it.
it's like a bunch of fucking twinks that work
Yeah,
there. It's so
I need
funny.
to walk in there and eat free pizza and like walk out.
Yeah, you do. Anywho,
Okay, are we gonna wrap it up?
yeah.
We love you guys. Thank you so much. This week you are going to get a boyfriend. You're gonna find someone to go into cuffing season with, and you're gonna go work at a restaurant, and you're gonna go tell a straight man
Yeah,
that you
apply
love
for your
him.
job at Sir. Just go on so many dates, and also, yeah, fight a straight
Don't
man
cry
this
on a
week.
date.
Don't what you're not going to do this week is let a straight man tell you what you should and should not do with your life and how you should and should not act publicly. That is what your agenda is for this fucking week.
My fingernail fell off.
We're ending this episode. Love you guys so much. Follow
It's
us on
gone.
Instagram and TikTok, and you can find our shit on YouTube now too. Hot and Bothered the Pod everywhere you want to find us. Give us 5 stars, like the things, follow the things, rate the things,
Love
whatever.
you.
Love you so much. Bye.